7 a.m. Rise and shine. I've done this thousands of times. Today's a new day, but it's as indistinguishable as the last. Maybe I shouldn't be so glum. At least I don't have to go to the office. Look at all that snow. After my usual breakfast and coffee, I'm off to the races. Not in the literal sense, of course. I've never raced anything in my life. Today's race is a test of endurance, a marathon of mundane, menial, and inconsequential tasks. I start work early at 8 a.m. since I won't be commuting to the office. I open my laptop and start checking my email when I hear a plane pass by. My mind starts to wander. How lucky is that guy? I always wanted to be a pilot, but was too afraid to try it. Flight school felt too risky, while college felt like the safe bet. I wonder if I would have been the pilot in that plane, making someone else jealous if I had gone to flight school instead of college. At 8:30, I hear my upstairs neighbors shuffling around. Their shuffles used to bother me until I learned that they were nice people with children. I met them at a mutual friend's Christmas party last year and couldn't believe they had been living above me this whole time. They were one of those picture-perfect couples. Loving relationship, shared interests, great careers, bright children, the whole 9 yards. They even dressed nicely too. Shit. I've been daydreaming for 20 minutes now. Well, luckily it's before 9 a.m., so my boss isn't online to watch my keystrokes yet. The first task of the day goes by relatively smoothly, and I have some time before my 9:45 meeting. It's a regular meeting with the team where we discuss project goals and progress, nothing I'll have too much input on. As I take a small break, the light shining through the window catches my eye and I'm flooded with memories of playing in the snow. As a child, the bright shining snow seemed so magical. I remember those snow days so vividly. The excitement I would feel waking up and seeing enough snow to cancel school. The gentle warmth of the fire. The taste of the sweet hot chocolate. The feeling of the cold snow accumulating on me. The feeling of all my worries fading away for one magical day. As the snowflakes fall, I examine them one by one. I think about the adage that all snowflakes are unique. In many ways, I'm a lot like those snowflakes. A unique soul dropped into a world full of equally unique souls, only to end up in the same pile as the rest of them, one indistinguishable from the next. I'm snapped back to reality with the sound of a text. It's my boss. He's asking why I'm late for the 9:45 meeting. My head snaps to the clock. It's 9:48. I tell my boss that I'm having some technical difficulties joining the call and will join as soon as possible. That's realistic, right? I mean, it's snowing outside, so maybe it's interfering with the signal? I really hope I'm not the only one that's late. I join the call at 9:50 in an attempt to make my lie seem more realistic. After an awkward introduction and explanation for my lateness, the meeting proceeds as normal, with me contributing next to nothing. I wonder why my boss even cared that I was late, considering how little impact I had. The meeting ends at 11 and all I can think about is lunch. I started the day early, so technically I could eat lunch right now, but I prefer to stick to my regular eating schedule. Last night's leftovers are in the fridge. Orange chicken from my favorite Chinese restaurant. My mouth waters just thinking about it. My stomach groans and feels like I haven't eaten in days. I try to discourage myself from taking an early lunch. Come on, you eat lunch at 12 o'clock every day. It's just a little hunger. The feeling's gonna go away in a few minutes. I've had this a million times. What am I so excited for? That last one was especially true. I get orange chicken every time I go to that restaurant. I always want to try something new, but I can't afford to waste money on a meal that I'm not gonna eat. So orange chicken it is. Maybe next time I'll finally get something new. Thankfully, task number 2 keeps me occupied till lunch. Bon appetit! For some reason, my orange chicken tastes blander than usual. Maybe that discouragement from earlier actually worked. Whatever. It's not like there's anything else to eat. I finish eating with about 15 minutes till my lunch break is over and find myself back at the window. As I'm observing the snowfall, I catch a glimpse of the upstairs neighbor's children off in the distance playing in the snow. I'm filled with envy as the childhood memories flood in once more. I'm tempted to go outside and play in the snow like I used to, but I'm afraid people will think I'm weird and immature. Not to mention I have work that I should have been back to 2 minutes ago. I quickly check my phone to see if my boss has pinged me. There's nothing, so I'm in the clear this time. But my day comes to a stall with task number 3. After a little over an hour, I've barely made any progress, and I'm starting to worry that other people will notice how long I'm taking. In the midst of my struggle, I get a text. The sound strikes me with the fear of God. I guess this is it. I had a good run. To my shock, the text message isn't from my boss. Quite the contrary, the text is from my best friend. It's a picture of him in New York City holding a magazine with his face on the cover. He's being honored for his business achievements. Back in college, he started a technology company by himself and managed to grow it into something massive. Fast forward to today and his company's being sold for $150 million. As I stare at the picture, I find myself conflicted. I know I should feel happy for him, but I feel an underlying sting. He and I had already been talking less than usual since his move to New York, and now things felt even more distant. I find it all deeply perplexing. How did his snowflake end up in a different pile from the rest of us? Is he more unique than the rest of us? Did the wind pick him up and ensure that he would land somewhere else? Why can't the wind do that for me? At this point, I'm no longer sitting at my computer and am back at the window. More than ever, I'm tempted to run full speed and jump into the snow. I think of that number. 150 million. Talk about freedom. Knowing my friend, he's already got his eyes on the next big project, but if it were me, I would disappear from it all. Leave all the fancy suits and strategic meetings behind and go back to something simple. I guess that's why I'm standing alone in my apartment while he's in New York celebrating. I send him a half-hearted congratulations and get back to work. Task 3 drags on, and by the time I finish, it's already 3 p.m. Typically, for an 8 a.m. start, my day would be over by 4 p.m., but I've completed all my deliverables for today. With nothing left to do, I sheepishly ask my boss if I can log off early today. I've been allowed to log off early while working from home before, so the request shouldn't cause any trouble. What? I have to stay online in case someone needs me? What? No one needs me for anything. What is he talking about? I guess that means there's only one thing left to do. Hello, old friend. I'm back at the window. The snow has piled 2 feet now, the perfect amount to jump in. In my state of frustration, I start reflecting on my day. I think about the snow, the plane that passed by, my neighbors, my orange chicken, and my best friend. I think about how I'm stuck inside because my boss has ordained that I must stay shackled to my laptop. I think about the person I've become. I wonder what my younger self would think of me. I used to make fun of adults for being boring and unimaginative, and now here I am being boring and unimaginative as an adult. I feel like I've let my younger self down. That me would have been a pilot. That me would have ordered something other than orange chicken. That me would have been genuinely happy for my best friend. That me would have gone out and played in the snow. Wait a second. That me would have gone out and played in the snow.